2021 batch, and I'll be talking about Follina. Actually, I'm going to demonstrate it. Just a demonstration, not much in depth about the actual exploit. Let's start with what's the agenda today. So I'll just do a small ice-breaking session, and then we'll move about like talking about the bug itself. Then I'll describe my lab environment. I'll tell you about the exploit. Then I'll be talking about like I'll just do a small calculator spawn. I'll do the command prompt spawn. Then I'll do the reverse shell. Two ways of doing the reverse shell. One is downloading the whole executable by file, and then by just pure PowerShell way, and then I have like there's a poll I'm going to keep, like what to continue with. Okay, so first of all, you can see. Yep, let's start with the bug itself. Like, first of all, this bug is called Follina. It is on MSGT, so Microsoft debugging tool. This is marked as CVE 2022-30190. Now, the thing about this bug is that it's like 7.8 rating, which is pretty high. Like 7.8 out of 10 is pretty high. Now, moving on to like the lab itself. I'm here using my virtual box here. Sorry for that. I'm using an older VM actually. This I procured this VM from like another place called the Marble Unicorn. So she has a reverse engineering VMs, and she has those courses. I got it from there. Moving on to like the exploit itself, I got the exploit from John Hammond. I think you know who John Hammond is. If you don't know, like think of him as a pretty well-known educator on YouTube who tells Roxas about the, the new exploits and vulnerabilities coming in. We have downloaded the files, so I've already installed. In this. Yeah, I have already got this, and then we even have this file, which is actual maldoc. This is the malware which we have already created. The exploit actually is not that exploit has been created by John Hammond. It's the whole, like, I would say, exploit creation tool has been created by John Hammond. Here is his, how do you say it? His GitHub repository where I copied it from, and then I did some changes to it because it didn't work for me. And about the VM itself, it is connected with a host-only adapter. So no internet to this, because if I keep it on, it will just update, and well, I won't be able to do anything. Okay, then let's move on to just proper demonstration. We'll set up a calculator. Let's do this. Okay. We have this exploit here, poly.py. We'll just run this. Interface is 192.168.56.1. That's the interface. Basically, I'm trying to bind my IP address to this one, because if you look at all the IP addresses you have this Wi-Fi IP address, then you have this IP address which we actually need here, and then you have loopbacks, which is pretty much useless, and this is the Ethernet adapter, again useless. This is the IP address I'm binding to, so that my VM connect to it. My VM. And well, by default, it is set to execute the calculator. All I have to do is put the port number. So port is, I will just put randomly like 8000. Why not? I think that's it. Okay, it's running. Here we go. Let's open this file. Yep, there we have it. This is the MSGT. This is the troubleshooter. And here we have a calculator. That exploit worked. That was how easy it was. Now just not calculated. It can be used to do anything, literally anything, anything under sun, because this is a RCE, reverse code, not reverse, sorry, remote code execution. Now, this is how it looks when it gets executed, because you are giving it as a HTTP payload. The machine will ask for HTTP payload on this particular port, that is 8000 port, which you just told it to. John has made it very easy to run direct commands. So maybe if I want to run a command, I can just put a tag C, and then I don't know, maybe just control panel. You can control panel, control, cool, run it. Oh, no, what happened? Sorry. Yep. Cancel, and we can use same file again, because it doesn't matter. Nothing is stored on the file. It's just the file just calls back to the HTTP server and then asks for the payload. Yeah, if you open the same file again, it will again connect to this HTTP server and get the HTTP payload from there, and will run the same same exploit again. Let's do it again. Nothing happened. Okay, we got the control panel now. It's that easy. Now, do you guys know what is reverse shell? Let's talk now. Do you guys know what is a reverse shell? Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. You know what a shell is? System shell, PowerShell, maybe Bash. Ever heard of shells? Even command prompt is technically a shell. Have you heard of command prompt?
Yes, it's like terminal.
Yeah, it's terminal.
Where
Okay.
we can write the code.
Yeah. So basically, shell is software that the terminal runs. It's kind of like talking to a computer. It's kind of human readable. Now, what we want in reverse shell is that the computer serves us, gives you a shell access on a silver platter, literally on a silver platter. You can do whatever you want. If you have remote code execution, you'll always try for a shell, like a reverse shell or bind shell, but forget bind shell. Reverse shell is easy. We'll try for reverse shell on this machine. So basically, it's like being all powerful. Close this off, and let's see. Actually, John had put in the expert that John gives actually is straightforward, but it needs internet access, and we don't want to give it internet access, because then again it will update and it will not work. I changed it a bit. I'll show the changes a bit like in later time. What changes I've made to the real exploit. Instead, what I'm like showing you the change exploit. It's just reverse 1990 random port. Doesn't matter. Then run maybe. Yeah, that's it. That's how easy it is to get a reverse shell. Open the file manager again. Run the same file again. Nothing happens here. Okay, break. Nope, it's working. Sorry. Yep, we got reverse shell here. Now we can do literally anything we want. Let's see what are the files in this particular directory. dir. Okay, what do we have here? Something result, some random files and folders. Let's see what's in result. Cd result. What do you have here? Well, some random stuff again. Not the point. The point is we have the full access to this particular shell. We can even maybe execute some random stuff. Maybe we want to open a notepad. So notepad. Let's see. Should I have opened notepad here? Yes, we have notepad opened here. The thing about this reverse shell is that what do you say? The MSGD tool stays open, so you might want to just, I don't know, append your keys to the SSH and then use SSH directly. The easier way. Maybe you get caught, but at least easier. Okay, this was one way of executing the reverse shell. There's one more way, that is by using a pure PowerShell method. From something called a place called as payload things, like payload everything. I don't know the repository name exactly, but that repository basically has a lot of how do you say, tools and scripts, one-liners that can be used for getting reverse shells and stuff. From there, I copied this particular, how do you say it, reverse shell PowerShell script. Yep, this is the one, mini reverse shell. So I just made a small command that can do this whole thing. Like we can do any command, right? So from here we just saw we can just put any command and execute the command. You can just use a simple PowerShell command, PowerShell one-liner to download this particular file. So for this, I will just start a small Python server. Yep, it's running there. So I'll start here. Oh, nothing to do here. I'll just start a netcat server maybe. Okay, netcat listener is ready here. And here we'll put another, I don't know what I used. Yep, this particular one-liner I had chosen for it. The same thing. Difference being that I have put in this particular line. This is the actual PowerShell part because like invoke web request. See, here's the thing. In Windows, we don't have stuff like wget, which is way easier to use, but okay, we have to improvise. You put in this line, output file as local.ps.1, execute the ps.1, and you'll get a reverse shell here. Let's run this. Working. Let's restart the file. It's running. Let's see. Okay, we have got a reverse shell here again. So if I put who am I am the victim. Yes, okay, that worked. Okay, here if I'm done with the what do you call it reverse shell part. Let's see what's next. Reverse shell, that's pure PowerShell. Okay, we'll just look at the execute right now. Get a small overview. This is the not the execute, the exploit. Here's the exploit that I got from John Hammond, like downloaded from John Hammond's repository. The top part is actually nothing. It's just argument parsing. So you can just ignore that part. Move on to here. Is again like starting a HTTP server. The main interesting part is this part. This is the HTML payload. Now for obfuscation, we have put in all this. He has put in all this stuff, and then there is basic super payload, which will be turned into normal PowerShell expert, whatever you have, which is the command which I'm putting in. So this command, what we had put in, this PowerShell one-liner, this is what will be converted into base64, and then it will be served on this HTTP payload. In the HTTP payload, this is the whole thing. We are putting it inside. Sorry, this is the HTML payload. There's one more thing. It's even creating the Follina maldoc in the same exploit generator. Here we have it. He is making it here. He is actually making the document. So if we had seen this before, if you were paying attention, you would something like this: copied staging doc from here, created maldoc. Yep, that's what it did. For every time you made a new thing, it will just refresh the file even if it's not required. He just does it. That's about the expert mainly. Let's talk about. No, let's first make a poll. Let's take a poll. Either we can just either we can discuss how to set up this lab on our local machine, or we can talk about the exploit in more detail. Maybe we can change the exploit a bit more according to what you people want to see, the potential maybe people want to see. Some live demonstration, maybe unscripted completely. Or maybe just I can talk about the problems that you can face when you are setting up the lab. So let's see. Let's have a small poll. Yep, if you want the exploit working and maybe you want to see the extra potential of the exploit, maybe just respond to this with a smiley face, I guess. And if you want to see the lab setup working, you can put eyes maybe. Another poll. Let's start. Eyes. guys. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. And yeah, fellas, please come up with the poll as I was requested.
Meeting again. Okay, so you guys want to see exploit in detail? Maybe you. Uh, screen share. Yeah, thanks. Okay, we'll just stop the poll here. So you guys want to see exploit basically, exploit in detail, and maybe we'll change the payload a bit. Okay, the thing that actually differentiates uh, my exploit from John's original exploit was that I have made it operable even in just the single connection, because host only means you cannot talk to the internet, right? So what I did was I downloaded the files. Okay. Instead of this, we had John Hammond's uh, repository link with Netcat being downloaded from there. What happened was when I was setting up the lab, it didn't work for me because I was offline, so it didn't work for me. Then I realized what's the issue. It was this small thing. So I downloaded this on my local machine, and I'm just serving it here. Yeah, so I'm serving it here as nc.64 nc64.exe, easy peasy. It's working for me. Then the changes I have made, I guess, is where is it? And that's basically it. This is what mainly what I changed. I just changed the server which is getting the netcat from. How John Hammond's original reverse shell works is that you have your netcat downloaded here. So maybe if we can go to that file location, maybe just open PowerShell. CD. Yeah. So here we have this netcat downloaded. That's what it's doing. It's downloading it here and then it's running from here. No problem with this is that this is binary. And well, it'll stay here pretty much forever. So if I were to change this, I would actually even remove this. So I'll put another like execute and then remove. And then this is again like it's binary. It's not something I have made or I even got from somewhere. This is just normal netcat that may or may not work. It may or may not be possible to deliver this. Then there was the second way which I downloaded this. This is the mini reverse PS1. This is a simple PowerShell command, PowerShell script. Yeah, it just connects to your server with like cmd.exe. as the executed command. That's all about this exploit by 64. Okay, and this is simple Python. So let's just go over the
You're not
main
sharing
function.
any screen.
Actually, I am. I don't know why. It's not visible.
No, you aren't sharing the screen.
Am I still not visible?
No.
Oh well, that's embarrassing. Still nothing?
Yeah.
Like nothing or?
Nothing. You're not sharing anything.
Ah, I don't know what's wrong. Like I just tried rejoining the meeting maybe. Now visible?
Yes. Now it is visible.
Ah, awesome. Okay, so where did I like didn't have screen from? Never mind. I'll just show you the difference. Quickly, I'll show the difference, and then I'll just maybe stop it here. Okay, I'll just show you the difference. Like this is the difference. I downloaded this particular. I downloaded the netcat.64 because according to John's actual exploit, which we have it here. Yeah. So if you see the Follina.py, and go, yeah, this is a netcat actually he was importing. So what happened was when I was doing with what do you call it? When I was trying to download this and make it work on the local machine, it didn't work because host only means you cannot connect to internet. So it took me pretty long to understand, but I just had to download this file and then serve it on another server. That's what I done here. That is the original exploit. The other way I found it was yeah, payload things. Yeah. So here in PowerShell, one second. Yep. So this is the one I copied. Yeah. This is where I got the actual reverse shell for pure PowerShell because you can directly run this if you want. You can convert this whole file, which just happens to be a simple raw file. This is a PowerShell which I just copied. You can just convert it to a single line by putting semicolons at the end of literally every line, and then we can put it inside this command line, like this command part of it, and then not this one. Yeah, You can just put this whole thing here and make it work some way. So reason I went with PowerShell, but then I realized I can directly just serve this file also and then get it working, which works for me. That's mainly what the changes I have made. And okay, so basically when you first run this, you have to keep your antivirus off. So if you turn this on, it will just straight up remove it as a malware, because there was a particular CVE called MESDT or something. If you run this again, you will realize that it will stop it right away. So it doesn't do anything, because it just stops working because of this protection. But then John Hammond was like, there are people on Twitter who have shared this particular exploit where you can change a bit of the exploit and add this thing called as result dot something answer dot XML, and then you can run it without having to deal with this. This is the particular thing you get. This, you can get rid of this just by putting this answer dot XML. So the one thing I wanted to just point out once. That's it. Anybody wants to ask anything? Maybe they want to, if you want to see anything, ask me anything maybe about the environment with the expert itself. Guys, anything?